let's get, real and personal here. What are some ways in your research and what you've learned, like how do dads around the world raise kids, how do dads raise young boys that um, respect and live in a way, in a manner that gives equality to young girls and women? Any thoughts or advice?
Oh yeah. I always um and Keith and I talk about this a lot. Like so we have two boys, and we talk about how like our boys will treat the girls that they date, will treat their future wife the way that they see their dad treat me, the way that they see their dad treat random strangers while we're out. And I think having that positive role model of a male being respectful to anybody in general, but like to women, teaching those boys that, hey, you hold the door open, like just small little things like that, but also having those conversations, like, what my son said about cooking, about, that's a girl thing, like having those conversations of, you know what, like, no, if you enjoy cooking, you can cook too. And a girl can play football, and a girl can be a NASCAR driver. Like I think that's our biggest thing here in the Western world, is educating our young boys, but it comes from the male role model. And sadly, I mean, I think there's a lot of amazing dads out there, but I also think there are men who maybe aren't as present with that.
Yeah. And I think, for the man, the call is like, if you're in a group setting with a bunch of dudes and they're like cutting up and being chauvinistic, and I mean, it's a good point to step in there and not participate and actually jump in there and go, no, that's not right. Like, cut that out. Like, that's part of it too. We need men to step into those places and be like, no, be a leader. Like, don't be like that. That's low, because even as we're talking today, I think about my daughter, and even when she's like little, I've tried to instill in her strength and to be strong and powerful and independent. But I've never had to think about that with my son. But with her, it's like something I've had to think about, which tells me again that, our society isn't at the right place, because I know I'm teaching her to be strong and independent and powerful, because I know she's going to have to still fight. She's still going to have to battle inequality in the world. I hope that continues to change, because I see their generation and that they're way less mindful of it. So I think, good change is absolutely on the way, but it's why this month, look, and over the next month and 6 weeks, we're going to be talking about this issue. You can see a lot of posts, and we encourage you, a dialogue at home. Have this conversation with your kids. Talk about it, and don't just skip through thinking, oh, well, I don't need to hear that. Look, there is a certain blissful beauty in being ignorant about the world, right? But having knowledge and understanding means that we can actually make a difference in the world. I will never forget. So when I was in I was in India, in the city of Mumbai, and we had just gone through these streets that just looked like any other Indian major busy city. Like, it was busy, it was active. There's people everywhere, people selling stuff. Like, it's rickshaws everywhere, like typical Indian city. And we went through this particular section, and our translator guide said, "Did you notice anything that was different about that place that we just went through?" And all of us in the car said no. I said, "Okay, we're going to drive through it again, but this time notice." He said, "This is what's known as the red light district." And he said, "Notice every single time you see a young girl, or a woman with makeup on and lipstick on, and he said, that person is either they're a prostitute or they're in forced labor." He said, "This time when we go through, take a look." So what we know is modern day slavery. So we drove through again slowly, and my body was in shock, because then I began to see all the young girls. I mean, I saw young girls, no kidding. Like I saw this little girl come out of a doorway. She would have been 5, 6 years old, and she had makeup on. And it was such an assault to my senses. All I could do was, like, I mean, my body would just wanted to cry. Everything. It was mortifying to see what I had just been through, and I didn't know any difference. I'd just been through the same place, and it just looked like a regular Indian busy city to me. But then going through, having now a little bit of information, a little bit of understanding, I saw a whole completely different world of desperation. And that's why, yes, it's easy for us to turn off the channel, to not listen to these type of talks. It's easy for us just to skip through. But being enlightened, being engaged, having understanding means we can actually make a difference.
Yeah.
And so if you've made it through, all the way through on this talk, then you are a legend, and consider yourself somewhat, maybe a little bit more enlightened. I think we still have a lot more to go. We don't understand it all, and there's a lot of nuances we haven't even covered today. But this has been really awesome.
It has been. I'm going to end with this quote that I found, and sort of as a charge for all of us, because like Lucas is saying, when we educate ourselves on this topic, we are enlightened, we are empowered, and we can change our world around us and also the world globally. So the single most powerful tool in the women's equality revolution is education, both here in the US and around the world. When you educate a woman, you liberate her mind and change her society. So like what Lucas was saying earlier, we are vigilant about finding the best organizations that we can trust and that are transparent to help change the lives of girls around the world with their education. So if you would like to join us with that, then we encourage you guys to join the Glow Giving Circle, because this month and next month we'll be going towards this cause that is so, so important.
Yeah. And why do we have a giving circle? Liz, what's a giving circle?
A giving circle. Giving circle is like a super cool way to pool all of our money together so then we can make a massive donation to have a greater impact. And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a cool way to give. It's like, look, instead of giving a $25 or $5 donation by yourself and feel like you're not having an impact, a giving circle is just a group of people that combines their resources together and give it all away. So more impact. That's our goal. Have more impact in the world. So on our website, you can go visit and come and join us. We have a small community that are a part of the Giving Circle now. If you've been watching and following along with us tracking, but you haven't become a giving member, come join us. It is awesome, and it makes you feel phenomenal. Like, the byproduct of generosity is joy. So It's awesome. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Thanks.
This has been a lot of fun.
It has been. All right, you guys.
All right, bye.